Congrats on your marriage.
Thank you, dude. I love wearing the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin McCarthy, Washington, D.C. I want to thank you, by the way, because you always send me incredible tweets. My bachelor party and my wedding. I'm just wondering, like, you have 10.5 million Twitter followers. How do you have time to even see the tweets, and how do you have time to even reply? It doesn't matter how you do it. Sorry.
You got me.
I got you.
She's got me. Everyone's got me.
I literally got you. Did I get you?
You got me.
You jump a little bit?
I didn't jump.
Okay.
That's too much.
Damn.
You're asking too much.
All right.
No,
all right.
That was good, though.
That was good. All right, good. I've been practicing that for 3 days. Yeah, I've been practicing the timing on my buddy Chris. It just didn't work.
Where's Chris at?
It
doesn't matter where Chris is at. You see, it kind of just happens.
All right, that was really good. All right, so this is a great scene in the film where you're eating a banana. And when you voice that scene, do you actually have to eat food when you voice the moment?
Good question. I did. I had a banana.
Literally.
I did.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did. And eating the banana and trying to talk with the banana.
Yeah.
And because there's a consistency of banana that is only that of a banana. That sounds like, it's a very distinct sound.
Yeah. I love the idea of your character earning his tattoos. And I love that scene with the stories and like how he earns them all. And this tattoo obviously is a very famous one that you've had. I've seen it all the time in the movies and the shows. Is there a particular story that you feel like earned a certain tattoo on that aspect?
Well, this tattoo tells a story of my life and everything that's important to me. And I sat with the tattoo artist for hours. We prayed. We talked about it before he did it. And total 60 hours of 4 sessions. So it's a really long process. And there wasn't one moment that I thought, oh, I've earned it. It's just, there's a term we have in Polynesian culture which is called mana. Right, and it's mana, it's power, it's our spirit, and sometimes mana takes over, and then you just know it's time.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's time to get the tattoo.
Now, there's a great moment in the movie where you jump down into the realm of monsters. You're like, Yahoo! And you're like, I'm still falling. When you do a moment like that, when you're voicing it, do you have to pull away from the mic to get the audio how it sounds? And I know they do it in post, but how do you voice that moment?
All great questions, right? So first of all, playing this character and voicing a character like this, very challenging. For me, it was very challenging because I've never done this before, and it's a different muscle to exercise. So when you're doing that and you hear, I'm still falling, you pull back a little bit, they'll adjust it in sound where it feels like you're still falling. But everything you're seeing in the movie, from facial expressions, little intonation, rhythmically, all those things that, anything that comes to life in the voice you hear, and if you wonder things like that, it's pretty much that way. Eating a banana, I ate a banana. I'm still falling, you pull back a little bit, singing, the whole thing.
Is it different to sing in a booth than it is to record a dialogue? Because I feel like when you're doing dialogue, you have cameras around you, there's things that are happening. When you're actually singing, is it a different studio setting?
I love the singing part.
Yeah, how is it different?
I love the singing part because Lin Manuel was there with me, and he was conducting me at the same time, yeah, it was really an honor. So it's a different kind of alive. When you're doing the animation, I'm in there with the writer, and the directors are there too as well, and we're telling a story and you're delivering these monologues. It's a different kind of alive when you're singing, because then it's a performance. It's a you got to bring it up.
We did a hell of a job, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, buddy.
It's always good to see you. And I just sincerely mean the tweets. It means so much to me. It really, really does.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, by the way.
Yeah, you're awesome. All right, so I love the themes of this film. I was thinking back to all the music you wrote for Hamilton. I was wondering, was there a particular song in Hamilton you think specifically would speak to Moana?
Oh, I think My Shot would speak to her. I think if she had access to that cast album on her island, she'd be bumping My Shot on a loop. Yeah, I mean that's what I related to most about the character of Moana. Was this is someone who loves her family, loves her island, loves her life, and yet there's this voice. There's this voice that always drives her to the water and always drives her to sort of see what's beyond that horizon. And I was like, I get it. I've been there.
I'm a huge fan of knowing how processes work, and I still don't understand how freestyling works. I'm not gonna ask you to freestyle, but when I was in high school, I remember walking by guys who were freestyling. One guy was like, "I'm gigantic like Titanic." I just love how they get their thoughts. I'm wondering, when you have a topic, what is the process to going into the freestyle? If we were in this junket right now, we're at the Moana junket, how would you what would you go? What words do you start with?
Yeah, well, actually, it's interesting. I think that this is a thing I think about a lot because I've probably done that more than anything else. It's after a certain amount of reps, you just kind of have these avenues you go down, and you also, it's almost like you're putting your language through a filter, and the words that rhyme just stick to it as it goes through the filter.
Right.
That's the way I think of it. I also like to think backwards. Like if you said to me, Titanic, I'm gonna, immediately think I'm going to end with Jack and Rose, and then I'm going to work my way there.
So how would you get to Jack and Rose?
Well, I would say the wind blows. He's freezing. I mean, I would get there however possible, but I'm working towards something as opposed to starting somewhere and sort of giving it away.
You have the end game.
Yeah, I immediately try to think of the last line.
Because I was talking on Ellen the other day, and she told you those little things, and it was interesting because you had something for every single thing.
Yeah, she said the shower, and I said, I'm getting a nipple. Because it's just a funny word, and I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm going to get there. So I immediately try to think of the ending and then sort of just surprise myself on the way.
Yeah, so I was geeking out. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Obviously, I love what you did with J.J. Abrams. It was brilliant. I'm wondering what the comparison of writing that music versus what you did here. I mean, that was obviously a different style of music, and I'm wondering how much Abrams gave you about the story.
Well, what's really great is we wrote it together. I mean, he basically said, this is our version of what the Cantina is, and it's gonna, it's just this world. We're gonna see lots of different. And I pitched him, well, I want to hear some like international reggae, and I want to write it in a language that is unique to the Star Wars universe. So I wrote the lyrics in Huttese. I found a Huttese, dictionary online, and then I wrote lyrics, and he started jamming, and we really were just sending a Logic session back and forth until we had it.
That is amazing. I was like geeking out when I heard that. Now, obviously, when you see a movie and you see your songs on screen playing with this beautiful storyline, is there a difference in writing music for the stage versus a movie? Because I feel like if you were to write these songs for the stage, would there be any different type of process?
No, I mean, the only difference is that you can go anywhere on screen, and so you can write a song and be like, and at this point, the ocean is literally fighting her in the sky, and you don't have to worry about staging it because you can go anywhere in animated film. And so it's sort of a really freeing.
Like there's a scene in the film where your character's eating food. Like, do you have to eat food when you voice it?
Yes.
What do you like? How does that work?
I believe the scene you're referring to.
The banana scene.
Yes, banana. So yeah, we'd actually have to take pieces. There's also a pork scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I literally took either bread or, because they have different like sounds to it. If I wanted a more like stuffed cheek sound, then I would use more bread because it doesn't fall apart faster.
Cool.
But the banana one, I needed to say another line right after that. So I needed to chew, "You're no one's hero," and then swallow it, and then say the next line.
That's insane.
And the water scenes, I actually had water in my mouth, and they had me like spew it.
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's insane. So when you like are flipping around the boat, like you're making those noises.
Yeah, I did a backflip and everything.
Yeah. No, but do you step away from the mic and scream? Like how do you get those sound effects?
You just do them as best you can.
Interesting.
Yeah, I actually had Jared Bush, one of the head writers, in there with me. So
he did Zootopia.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. He's incredible. He knows every little bit of the movie, every step of the way. So he would actually push me whenever I needed to do like a sound effect.
Cool.
Because it all needed to be timed just right, I needed to say it quicker here if she's nervous, or if she has high energy, then I need to add a breathless quality to it. Yeah, it was an interesting learning curve that I had to do all of this.
It was singing and recording the dialogue similar? Like was it
No.
different booths?
Different booths, different locations, actually. It was completely different. When I was recording just regular dialogue, I had cameras on me. And actually while I was singing as well, that way they could add my facial expressions and make it just more lifelike. When I was actually recording the music, I asked that the lights be turned down. When I sing, I like to just sing. I don't want to have to put on a show. I don't want to have to worry about anyone looking at my face, actually. So the animators had a little bit harder time because the lights were dimmed, but I was able to get into the character and get into the feeling of each one of the songs.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you have a lot of scenes with Dwayne, but you guys didn't meet before that.
No, I thought I would be rubbing like elbows with Dwayne Johnson in the booth.
Which is crazy to me. But do you guys ever have a conversation on the phone? Do you email about the characters? Like, 'cause I feel like when you're shooting this, you have to have some kind of chemistry. So are you hearing his dialogue? Like, how does it work?
Actually, no. That's where the directors and the producer and the writers come in. I have to say, it's like 100 parts magic that these films really come together, because thank you, you've watched the film and you know that it sounds as though, it's back and forth.
Each other,
Exactly. We both had to say these lines over and over and over again. I mean, probably up to 40 times. So yeah, they find that perfect one.
But at one point, are you like, can I just call The Rock and talk to him?
Absolutely,
Can
no.
I just like, hey, how should we remote this scene?
I mean, he's the busiest man in Hollywood, so I have to forgive him.
He always tweets, though. He's always tweeting.
That he does.
Like, he has time to call you.
Right?
He really
He didn't have time
does.
for that.
Yeah, it was awesome meeting you. Congratulations on the film. You were fantastic.